My name is C. Anthony Huber. I use the C because I don't like that first name, so then I go with Anthony. And I'm an artist in Rochester, Minnesota. This is my studio space. I've been working on art for about 6 or 7 years and working with photography for about 30. So I started off a lot of years ago with this concept that I was really fascinated by. Street intersections, cracks in sidewalks, painted over marks, and for some reason they always caught my attention, and I was always drawn to those and found them really fascinating, and somehow I was equating those with sort of a larger meaning or patterns that to me were very interesting, and I kind of started equating those in some ways to some of the abstract expressionist work that I was seeing, and found a real power in that. So what I started doing was actually photographing those things and trying to capture them in some way that I could record what I was seeing and find a way to sort of catalog all those. And I did that for years and years and years. And finally, I decided I really needed to do more with that. Capturing it in a photographic format just really wasn't giving me the product that I wanted, the sort of the look, the expression. So I started to look at these patterns that I was photographing and started to think of those in a larger sense, and working with some of those patterns, some of those concepts, cracks, marks, exact and haphazard patterns is really what was, I think, of interest to me. And so I started to work with paint, started to work with other materials that gave me a way to kind of take that interest in that visual stimulation that I had, and then translated that into something a little bit more substantial than the printed photograph. And eventually what happened was I worked with traditional paints and acrylics for a while. And then I started to go right back to the original and say, well, if I'm motivated by cement, if I'm motivated by the paints that are going over cement and asphalt, what I decided was that I would start actually using those physical properties. I would use asphalt and cement. So for a number of years I've worked with that as a media, and then what I've discovered is that there's a certain language that comes about when you're working with traditional artist media like original or high-end oil paints. When you're working with those and you're putting them over the top of cement, they diffuse in a certain way. When you're putting it over asphalt, it actually turns different colors. So kind of learning that language, I learned to translate what I had seen before into something that to me was elevating that to a much higher expression. And I was hoping that what I would do was that excitement that I felt when I saw these in the real world, is that when I would create these, when I would translate these, when I would use my own internal expressions to bring these forward, that when somebody walked into a gallery or into an art show or saw my work, that they would get that punch, that kind of gut reaction that draws them across the room. So in doing that, that was really my overall goal, was to give myself a chance to translate and work with this very powerful thing that I've been seeing for years, and then hopefully that someone else would have that same sense of art and of expression, that they too would look at that and feel a really strong attraction to it. So February 17th of 2016, I'm having an art event. This is a CMAC grant, so I'm thankful for the opportunity to create this collection of work that will be on display at the STEM Academy here in Rochester. And the concept around the exhibit itself is it's a one-night show, and all the pieces that you see around you here are going to be displayed actually on the floor. So the name of the show is Intersection, and as the idea is that the materials are intersecting with each other. Since the pieces will be displayed on the floor, people will be kind of walking around it and seeing it and intersecting it in different avenues and different angles. While you're doing that, you're going to be intersecting with other individuals, so you'll have to like sort of change your pattern. So the idea behind the show is that not only is it a brand new body of work for me and created in a style that I feel very compelled to do, but also the way that it's being displayed is going to be interactive and kind of an unusual event. So I'm really hoping to get a lot of people there, because the more people that are there interacting with the STEM Academy students and the other artists that are there, the more vibrant the event will be, and the more meaningful, I believe, for everybody.